starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Story Time. Thank you so much for joining me. Happy Friday! What a week it has been. Amazing stories. And you know what? We have one coming back today, a beautiful one indeed, and I cannot wait to share this one. And of course, you've seen to our guests today. Juliana Perdomo is here with us. I'm so excited, and we will be reading together. Sometimes all I need is me. Oh, this one coming to you very shortly, written and illustrated by Juliana Perdomo, and of course, reading it with permission of the publishers, Candlewick Press. Thank you so much for being here with us. I'm excited that you're here with us wherever you're joining in from. Please be sure to leave us a message. Let us know you're here so we can say hi to you. And of course, wherever you are, I hope that it is indeed a lovely day for you and a lovely day for your loved ones. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Remember that you can find Storytime at storytimewithmrlimada.com, and of course at Storytime with Mr. Limada on Facebook and YouTube. And of course, why not follow us on Instagram as well and join in the fun. See what our journey is like. Thank you so much for joining us. And of course, when we do have guests here on Storytime, please be sure to follow them on Instagram so you are aware of what they're up to, what they're doing. Go to their website, see what they're up to. These amazing creators do so much more than just books. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. Sometimes all I need is me. And sometimes here on Storytime, all we need is Juliana Perdomo. Please join me in welcoming her to Storytime today. Thank you so much for being here with us. Welcome, Juliana.
Hi! Thank you for having me.
Oh, this is so wonderful. This has has been a long time in the making, a long time coming. So I'm so glad we'll finally get to do this. Please tell us where you're joining us from.
I'm from Bogota, Colombia.
Yes. I love it. What is Bogota like? What's your favorite thing about it?
Well, I love it. We have so many things here. It's a very big city.
Yeah.
We have beautiful mountains and lots of green, and we have so much stuff to do. There's always something to do. Everything's open all the time. It's great.
Yeah. Oh, love it. And what's the weather like out there?
Well, we have the same weather all year long because we're near the equator.
Oh.
So it's sort of like spring, sometimes autumn.
Oh,
Sometimes
wow.
fall. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, that's great.
So is it the same throughout the country, or does it differ when you're in other parts?
That's the magic about Colombia, because you can go 2 hours away from Bogota and the weather changes. It depends on the altitude.
Yeah.
If you're high like Bogota, it's colder.
Yes.
But if you go down the mountains, it's warmer. And that's magical.
Yeah, no, I love that. Well, thank you for joining in today. Thank you. I'm so glad that you're here with us on Storytime. And of course, we do have friends joining us, and we have somebody joining us from Western Massachusetts. How are you doing today? Melanie Cordova, thank you so much for being here with us. Yes, love, love, love all the way. Thank you so much for joining us. And Sarah and Nathan, thank you for joining us today out in Illinois. And they say, and Indy the cat around here meowing somewhere. Well, Indy, good morning to you. Love it. In cloudy and gray Illinois. Well, sounds like the perfect weather for a book. And of course, this one in particular. Sometimes all I need is me. And of course, we have a special reader today too. I'm super excited about that. Gloomy outside, but we are happy for our COVID booster today. Yay, yes, please do protect ourselves out there. Let us make sure that, thank you for sharing, because indeed, let's remove that stigma. Let's make sure that we are doing what's right. Thank you so much. And I hope that it doesn't knock you down too much. Happy Friday to everybody. You say, well, happy Friday to you. Thank you so much for joining in. Good morning to you, Soraya and Sharon Lungo, right here in Oakland. Thank you so much for joining us. Wishing you a lovely Friday. And thank you for spending a part of it with us here today. Thank you so much for joining in. Good morning from Bogota. Oh, is it Ivan or Ivan? Please help me, help me.
He's Ivan, he's my husband. He's next door.
You might know this guy. You might know this guy.
I do.
Out in Bogota. Thank you so much for joining in. Such a great book. I agree with you. I think that's the understatement of the year. It is a wonderful book. Thank you so much for joining in. And before we go into the reading too, and of course, well, we cannot forget hugs to you, Luca. Hugs to you when you see this later on. I hope that you enjoy it. Thank you for for everything that you do, and thank you for being here with us. So tell us a little bit more too about sometimes all I need is me. How did this come up? And then, of course, we're going to go into the reading and then come and have a little more conversation after that. But how did this come up?
Well, this was actually a part of one of my journals. I was having kind of a hard day.
Yeah.
I had this kind of breakthrough, and I felt like, you know what? There's so much inside me that I can use to get through hard times. And I started writing and drawing on my journal. And then I posted part of that journal on my Instagram. And then my agent, Erica, was like, we have to do this book. This is a great book. We have to make the book.
Yeah.
And it was wonderful. And that's how we got through to Candlewick and to Melanie Cordova, who's here.
Yes.
She's wonderful. She was my editor, and she made this.
Oh, thank you.
It was a beautiful process because it was very personal.
Yeah. No, I love that. I love that. And honestly, in reading it, the many times that I've read it here too, just like it's in preparation and it's just feels like that. It feels like, a love letter. It definitely feels like a love letter to not just to yourself, but to all the kids too that are listening, everybody that is reading it. And I want to say too, like, I'm not a kid, but this speaks to me. And that's one of the things that I really love about this book. And just thank you for putting it out. No, seriously, because I think we all need that little reminder at times that what we're doing is okay. What we're doing is, is fine. Thank you so much for joining in and speaking to us today, and then we'll come back and talk some more.
Thanks.
All yours. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna read Sometimes All I Need Is Me. This was published by Candlewick Press. We have this little dog here. We're gonna find out its name soon. Okay. I live in a cozy place with my mom and Rumba, our dog. It smells like cinnamon tea and feels like warm pajamas. But when I'm away and everything is different, oh, sorry, I can forget it on the frame. Sorry. There you go. But when I'm away and everything is different, I become my own home where I feel calm. I enjoy playing in the garden with Mateo, especially when the rain stops. Puddles make him happy, and his laughter is the best sound in the world. But when I'm alone, I can be my own company and make my own magic. I love listening to music, especially samba. It feels like my heart follows the beat. But when it's quiet, I become my own song and let myself dance. At night, when it's too dark and my feet get cold, my room can be a scary place. So I create my own light when I close my eyes and think of the sun. Sometimes when I wear my rainbow roller skates, I fall down. Luckily, I find kind people to help me out. But other times, I can be my own support and stand up by myself. When I feel sad, a hug from grandma makes everything better. It feels like a warm, knitted sweater. But when my grandma is not here, I can give myself a hug and know everything is all right. I can love myself and become whatever I need. Sometimes all I really need is me. And that is it. This
Oh,
is,
yay.
this is the book. Sorry about the.
Oh, no, not at all. That was lovely. Thank you so much. I love it. And just, let's just check in to see who was with us too, enjoying that story. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Evan. Thank you so much for joining in today. Absolutely love it. I couldn't agree with you more. It is such a great book, such a wonderful book indeed. And well, thank you for being here because you all make Storytime, this Storytime space, what it is. It is your love, it is your participation, your being here, your love, and we feel it. So thank you so much. And that's what's kept us going for so long too. Thank you. And you are magical. Oh, what more can we say? Thank you, Silvana. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And then also we have Bowden and Chrissy joining us out in Vermont, where it's sunny and warm today. Oh, enjoy it. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Melanie, Amanda, West, Sarah, and Nathan, Sharon, Lungo, Soraya, we appreciate you all. And just remember, too, that today we're being joined by the amazing Juliana Perdomo. And if you want to know more about her book and everything else that she's up to, please find Juliana at JulianaPerdomo.com, and also you can follow her on Instagram at Juliana P Illustration. So please do find her and go along and follow all this beautiful art and of course the journey of this wonderful book. So Juliana, I know that you have this book. Is this your first book though?
It is my first book as an author and illustrator.
Oh wow. And what others have you worked on? Yeah.
We have it also in Spanish. If you
okay.
if you
Oh, now I know what gifts I'm going to be giving this Christmas
as well. I've worked with wonderful people. Actually, I've been very lucky.
Yeah.
I was with Donna Barbaiguera working on El Cucuy Scare 2. And I've done lots of books with Cuarto Publishings as well for babies, board books. And well, we're working now with Susan Verde. And also for the comeback of El Cucuy for Christmas.
Oh, okay.
And that's really good projects. We're going to work. Yes, we're going to do another one about mangoes.
I love mangoes. I do love.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. It's going to be with Neil Porter. So
yeah,
I'm very, very excited with all the projects that we have.
Yeah, no, thank you. It's sounds like very busy out there. So how has writing shaped your life, or maybe like are there any like big shifts that you felt apart from it looks like it's a place of solace for you? It's a place like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes all I need is me and my writing, right? So how has writing shaped you?
Oh my gosh, it's such a wonderful tool.
Yeah.
I feel it's a great way to get through, like, understanding everything that I go through.
Yeah.
I use it a lot as, even funny ideas or dreams. I used to write.
Yeah.
I use my journals to write everything that goes on in my head.
Yeah. And how did you start to write? Because, I feel like, we all write and we all try and, journal at some point and so on, but somehow others seem to lose it, others seem to keep it. Like, when did you start and when did you think like, wow, like this is something that could be something?
I think it was since I was a kid. I wanted to be a very corny kid with with those diaries with luck. And I had my private feelings and stuff. And then it became more of a therapy. Somehow.
So did it feel more of therapy as you were growing, or did you feel the calmness, or as you were even when you were younger?
Well, through my teenage years, it really helped me because that was a mess for me. I mean, I was a very confused teenager. So I think my journals got me through the adolescence.
That is awesome. So how does how does one become a writer in Colombia, for example? And because there's so many different paths and you're here now, connect, but like how does one become
an
illustrator out there?
I'm not sure really how you do it, because it was wonderful for me. It came to me somehow. I wasn't really looking for that. I was just posting my stuff on Instagram. I posted my drawings and little thoughts that I had written down. And then it reached one of the best persons ever. Erica, my agent, and she was like, I want to represent you. And then the whole dream came true. And so I would say just to write, just post what you do, just share it with everyone. Someone will see what you do. If you know what you do, no one will ever know that you're talented or that you have ideas, or just doing it every day.
Oh, I love that. Thank you. Well, Erica, way to spot talent, right?
Oh, she's the best. She's wonderful.
I love it. Oh, yeah. And just a reminder, too, to everybody that is joining us that today we're joined by Juliana Perdomo, all the way out in Bogota, Colombia. And of course, One of us here at Storytime, it feels like, has been here many times together, including Luca too. So thank you for all those times. And you can find Juliana at julianaperdomo.com and also at Juliana P Illustrations on Instagram. So please find her there, and of course get to follow and enjoy all these amazing work that she's doing. So Juliana too, I know that as you're writing this book, it is therapeutic. It feels calming. It's an affirmation. It has all these things to it. So how do you see yourself as an advocate for mental health?
Oh my gosh. Actually, I've never thought about that before. But I am so moved that it reached people in that way. Like, if there is something I can do to help or to comfort someone, that's the dream. I mean, I would love to be able to do books like that.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is one of them. So you're on your way here.
Well, I think by sharing truly your experience, you connect to others, because I think we as humans are a net, like a network, and we're all connected somehow in those experiences.
Yeah. Oh, this one is not about your writing. World Cup. What do you think? Who you think is going all the way this time?
To the World Cup?
The men's World Cup is coming up. This it's starting soon. So who do you think is going all the way this time?
Well, I'm not a very football soccer fan. I have to say the Colombian women team. The Colombian women team.
Yes.
Is amazing. They're wow.
Yes, no, I've gotten to see some of the games, and I'll be in New Zealand for the Women's World Cup, so I'm excited.
Oh my gosh! If you see my Colombian team,
the Zambian women's team made it for the first time. Yes, they're the first senior Zambian team to make it to the World Cup. I was just like, no, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. But because I know Colombia is huge on soccer.
Yes, I mean, I know I'm not a very good Colombian in that way. I mean, I'm traumatized in my childhood because everyone was all about football and soccer.
Yes.
And it was so passionate that sometimes I got scared. So I'm not such a big fan. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, no, it is totally fine. I was just thinking as we were talking, like, oh my goodness, how is it being? Because I know being in Zambia, how it is, like where everybody lives and breathes soccer, so it can be.
Well, Colombia's like that. And my family, my father and my brother are super fans of football.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Soccer in the United States.
Yeah, you're right. So looking at this book, right, you have this little girl in here.
Yeah.
And so just wondering, who is this?
Well, I was inspired by many little girls that I know. One of them is my little cousin.
Oh.
She's a very badass. I love her. She's very brave, and she has always been very.
Yes.
She was wonderful to look at. Her name is Anais.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Anais.
Yeah. But I think I can see many little girls in that little girl.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't even have a name.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Oh, that is true. Yeah. But sorry, you were saying yes.
She doesn't have a name. Because I feel it's relatable to a lot of little girls.
Yeah, I like that. And again, these are things that sometimes, if you do not talk to the creators, you cannot know. And I didn't think of it that she did not have a name. It did not feel like she did not have a name. It just, I love it. And and I think too, that's so important that you highlight that. And I get the sense from you too that you are an advocate for women, and I love that. And I think just so many things that are happening, whether it's from equal pay or women's rights. As I'm sure you've been following the news out here in the US, and there's so much that is happening. And so I love that you're out there representing, and indeed in your work too, showing that. So thank you for doing that. Yeah. And I think that's what we need, people to boldly speak up. And I think we're saying how sometimes when you are the one paving the path, it might not feel so beneficial, but hopefully those that are coming down the line can reap those rewards, right?
Yeah, sometimes we have to do the hard work for others.
Right. Yeah, thank you for that. And then it mentions in here, I love listening to music, especially samba. You have so many beautiful descriptions in here that every time I read, I go to the next page, I'm like, oh, I relate to that. And then I go to the next page, I'm like, oh, that is so big. And so just wondering,
thank you.
How did you, how do you get to this core where you reach out and bring out such beauty?
Oh my gosh, that's so flattering. Thank you.
Amazing.
Well, it's really personal. I mean, samba, I love samba. And when I was a kid, I used to dance samba.
Yeah.
And my grandma made that dress that I drew for me. I think it was for a school presentation or something.
Yeah.
I felt the happiness and the joy of dancing since I was a kid because, well, in Colombia, we're very, we use our bodies a lot.
Yes.
I think that's a very Latin thing also. I believe in Zambia.
Yeah, oh yes. Yeah.
Our bodies, and the music is very present. So
yeah.
Music has always been like a healing tool for me.
Yeah.
That's why I put music in.
Yeah, no, yeah. I love that. Honestly, I could relate so much. And I know too that, the book says, oh, sometimes all I need is me. Sometimes. So I know that, sometimes we do need that support. Like you mentioned in here, sometimes when I wear my rainbow roller skates, I fall down. And we all do every now and then, right? Luckily, I find people to help me out. So to you, who are those support systems? What is that support system?
Oh gosh, I have been very lucky. I have a huge, very, very in your business family. I'm always there to help and to comfort and they're amazing. And now that I married Ivan, his family is like that as well. So we're like extra.
Yes.
Like an extra support system. And also my friends. And well, in Colombia, people are very given to help.
Yes.
And that's something that I love about.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. No, I thank you for sharing that. And I can also relate to that. And that's one of the things at times culturally that has been a disconnect at times in my time. The US now is also kind of like home. I've been here long enough that, there's so much rooted in here for me too. But sometimes I feel that because I'm coming from a society that they might not tell you always, I love you. But the things they do, when they laugh, they slap your shoulder, or they very much, yeah. So I thank you. And then I was just wondering too, you've worked with people who, you mentioned all this amazing work that you've done as illustrator. So how different was it to now be author illustrator?
Oh my, it was very different because I always love having the manuscript given to me and trying to imagine what the author is, imagining and to interpret that is great. Yeah. But this time I had to put what I had in my mind outside. And that was crazy because sometimes I was like, no, it's not like that. It's not like that. It's not like I see it. And I'm my own judge. So the process is more, it's very intense, I think, emotionally.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And that's really fascinating. So and I know that every work is different. Every work has its own hardness, its own difficulties, its own, smooth places and so on. If you were to pick which of the two, and not that you have to pick, but if you were to pick, which of the two would you go?
For writing or illustrating?
Yeah, like whether author, illustrator, or just writing, or just illustrating.
It's like asking me to pick between my kids or something. I only have one, but no, I think gosh, I think I could go for just illustrating because I could tell a story without words.
Ah.
And
Uh-huh.
I just couldn't live without art. I mean, but
Yeah.
that's a very difficult one because we always combine both.
Okay, how about this one though? I know it, would you ever write and have somebody else illustrate for you?
I would love that. I would absolutely love that. I would love to see because there's so many great illustrators and
Yeah.
artists, and it would be an honor.
Yeah,
I would
no,
love
there's so many. And since you mentioned there's so many great illustrators out there, is there one in particular that you've been like,
that.
or or do you have like a top two list, or like, is there anybody that you're like, oh, that work, I love them so much?
So many, so
Yeah.
many. But the other day I met Chris Rashka via Zoom.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, I love his work, and I was like, I'm a big fan of yours. And he was like, okay. No, but I love his work. I love John Klassen, Carson Ellis.
Yeah.
Um, you name them, all of them are amazing. My
Yeah.
friend, I have a great friend who's called Fer.
Yeah.
He's an amazing illustrator. Oh my God,
Oh, yeah.
many
How
good.
are his illustrations different from yours? First illustrations different from yours. Is it same stylistically or no?
They're different.
Yeah.
I mean, he's more. He is more. I think he's more sweet somehow.
Uh,
He's very
Sweeter
good.
than this?
Yes, but he's like, I don't know. He's great with like scenes, like imagining scenes.
Yeah.
So he's like, you know what? I'm gonna draw a summer scene, and he has so many little details in the summer scene of
Yeah.
people interacting or not interacting, and I
Yeah.
love discovering that. He's great
Oh,
with that.
yeah. Oh, I love that. Thank you for sharing that. No, I know, and I know that Carson Ellis and John Klassen are very good friends too.
I
Um,
know. I'm like, I want to be their friend. I'm gonna get there one day. I'm like Mac Barnett,
yeah.
my class, and we're gonna hang one day.
I love it. I love it. Benjamin, welcome to the party. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Last name is he's my brother. Oh my
The
God, his
blood
family is all here.
Yes, no, I love it. Support system in the house. I love it. I love it. Yeah, and just for those again joining us, just a reminder that today we're joined by the amazing Juliana Perdomo, who's out today all the way in Bogota, Colombia. Thank you so much for joining us. And please remember too that you can find out more about Juliana, of course, at julianaperdomo.com. And of course, you can follow her on Instagram at Juliana P Illustration. So please go there and follow along. And of course, ask for these books, at your local libraries. Like, please use your libraries. They're your resources. And of course, if you have the means, find this book where you find books. Support your local bookstore and elsewhere where you find books. So please go out there and support. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. And Juliana, too, another thing that I was just thinking was, you're writing, like you bring joy. Do you ever would you ever, or do you ever have coaching classes for kids, or especially girls maybe, and is that something that is
Yeah,
in the works? So yeah.
I would absolutely love that. I mean, I wish I had more time, like 72 hours a day or something, because I would love that.
Right.
I would
Yeah.
absolutely love that. Maybe one day we can do some
Yeah.
workshop or something.
No, I love it. I love it. I would pay for that workshop. So please, please organize. Yes, but it's just so much, and we'll keep you in mind, of course, too, as we do things for story time, as we do many things. We definitely want to highlight all authors or creatives out there, and especially works like yours too, that are clearly, like meant to empower the girls. And I love that. I really love that, because I think mindsets need to change. So many things need to change, and is just being present, just putting out work like this, is a form of defiance, and I love it. Thank you for being you. Thank you for putting this up. Yeah. So what's next? What's coming up? I know there's all these other works that you're doing. Do we expect more? Do we expect a sequel? What's to come?
Oh my God. I've been working on a book for years about a little town.
Oh.
And I'm really hoping Candlewick publishes it. But I mean, I have so many ideas like lined up for me,
Yes.
like as an author illustrator. As
Yeah.
an illustrator, I'm already booked in a way.
Yes.
We're doing a huge series with Susan Verde about the census.
Yeah.
And she is fantastic. I mean,
I can't wait to see it.
Gosh, she's wonderful. She has like this knowledge of and consciousness. So her words have reached me, like my heart, and it was great working with her. And I'm also starting another project about mangoes. And
yes,
well, El Cuckoo is gonna have a sequel. El Cuckoo is Scared Too is gonna have a sequel next year.
Yeah,
for Christmas. So
that's exciting. Yeah. Oh, thank you for sharing your work, for sharing your time with us. We appreciate you. It means a lot, and honestly, we feel the love. I love this book, and I hope that like we can get it into the hands of as many kids as possible, as many educators as possible, and as many dentist offices as possible, wherever kids can be and read. We want this book there, and right. And somebody once said to me, I can't remember who it was now. I wish I could give them credit, but they did say like, this is where else would you get? For $8, $15, where else would you get a whole 32 page, like little gallery? And I was like, that is.
I love that.
All the picture books, you look at them, like it's just every spread is just beautiful, and so thank you for all that you do. Thank you for coming here to Storytime, and hopefully it's not the last time that we see you here.
No, invite me, I'll come. Thank you.
So thank you so much for joining in, and also too, we do special mentions here on Storytime, and our special mention for today is Hide and Don't Seek. So if you're looking for something a little bit scary, still in the Halloween mood, please find this one, Anika Ross Reese, Hide and Don't Seek. I love it. I've read it. And trust me too, even as an adult, there are moments I have like, ooh, that is a little bit scary. Thank you so much for joining in today. Juliana, thank you for being here with us on Storytime.
I
appreciate you. Please don't go away. I'll catch you in a little bit in the backstage. Thank you so much for being here. Everybody joining in. This has been the amazing Juliana Perdomo joining us all the way out in Bogota, Colombia. And of course, celebrating her new work. And this one is called Sometimes All I Need Is Me. And, every time it just makes me want to touch my heart because I
love that. Yes, I love that. That's great.
Sometimes all I need is me. And so please find this one where you find books. And of course, follow Juliana Perdomo. Please go. And so you can see everything that Juliana is up to. JulianaPerdomo.com as well as Juliana P Illustration on Instagram. Thank you. I'll catch you on the other side. Thank you everybody for joining in Storytime today. This has been Storytime for this wonderful Friday morning. This has been Storytime for this week. What a week we've had, of course. And we couldn't resist but bring back Sometimes All I Need Is Me, and of course bring back the amazing Juliana Perdomo here with us today. And of course we know that she's been a part of the Storytime community for a while now, joining in with her son Luca. Thank you so much. And we did share Luca's art here on Storytime too, so we've been blessed in that way. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope that you have a lovely Friday wherever you are, you and your loved ones. I wish you nothing but the very best. Thank you so much for being here. And I think like the book says in here, I hope that, today is that cinnamon tea kind of day. It is that soft sweater kind of day. It is a kind of day that when you're feeling sad, I hope that somebody can give you a hug. Somebody like grandma. And it feels like a warm, knitted sweater. Love this book. Love it so much. And I love this community. Thank you for making it a safe space for everybody. This is why we're here. And one of the things today that definitely stands out for me is just how much of a women's rights advocate and, you know, mental well-being advocate that Juliana Perdomo is. So please follow along, support works like this, support women out there, support works, support art. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. And before we go, just really quickly, who was with us this morning enjoying that story time, enjoying that conversation? Amanda West, thank you so much. I hope that you enjoyed your birthday yesterday. Thank you so much for joining us. Sarah and Nathan, and of course, Indy the cat. Meow! How are you doing today? Thank you so much for joining us on Storytime. Even though it's gloomy outside, I hope that this book, our conversation, our guest, brought you all the warmth that you needed today. Thank you so much. All the best with your booster shots today. I hope that you are okay. Thank you so much for joining us on Storytime. Sharon Lungo and of course Soraya, thank you for being here with us on Storytime. Much love to you. Hugs, 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 and hopefully see you soon. Ivan, thank you so much for joining us from Bogota, Colombia. Special person in the house. Such a great book, you say. I wouldn't agree with you more. 100% agree. Beautiful book, wonderful book. Thank you so much, Ivan, for contributing, making this space beautiful. Thank you so much for being here. Absolutely appreciate you. I hope that you have a wonderful day out there in Colombia. Thank you for being here with us. Silvana, thank you for joining us. Love you, love you, love you back. Thank you so much. And we know that Juliana Perdomo is magical indeed. Thank you so much. And of course, the book is magical too. Thank you for being here with us and joining in Story Time. Chris and Mitchell Adams and Bowden out in Vermont, where it is warm and sunny today. Enjoy it. Doesn't it feel like our book today? Sunny and warm it is. Thank you so much for being here on Story Time. Absolutely appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you, Sharon Lungo. Wonderful book, you say. Benjamin, and I hope I'm saying your name correctly, but love it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a support system. That's what life is all about. Thank you so much for joining in. Pamela Courtney, thank you so much. Yes, please do go and watch the recording. Get to enjoy our conversation with Juliana Perdomo today. Chad, thank you so much for joining in. Hugs. Sending you the biggest hug today. Thank you for being here. This has been Storytime, and I will catch you again next week. It's Friday today. I will catch you next week, Monday, for more Storytime. But over the weekend, please look out because we will be reposting some of these amazing interviews that we've had with all these creatives. So look out for that. And remember, too, you can find Storytime at storytimewithmisslimada.com as well as Storytime with Miss Limada on Facebook and YouTube. And also join us on Instagram. Thank you for being here. This has been Storytime. Much love from me. Bye-bye. Happy Friday.
He brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, you won't just start all the reading. I just can't wait to be hearing. Story time with Mr. Limada. He will be starting soon. Story time with Mr. Limada, where all your dreams come true. He brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing.